Was Merlin, the most famous wizard of all time, a real historical figure, or simply a myth crafted by storytellers? For centuries, this question has puzzled historians, scholars, and fans of the Arthurian legends. Could there be a hidden truth behind the mystical figure who advised kings, performed miraculous feats, and foresaw the future? To answer this question, we must journey back to the mysterious landscapes of medieval Britain. It is a time shrouded in legends, where the line between history and folklore often blurs. But what evidence, if any, exists to suggest that Merlin was not merely a fictional character? Let's unravel the mystery of Merlin, exploring the possible historical inspirations behind this legendary figure, and whether there could be some truth behind the tales. The story of Merlin as we know it today is deeply intertwined with the legend of King Arthur. Most of what we understand about Merlin comes from medieval texts, like Geoffrey of Monmouth's, written in the 12th century. According to Geoffrey, Merlin was a powerful wizard, a prophet, and a trusted advisor to King Arthur. But was this depiction based on real events, or was it purely the invention of a creative mind? Some scholars believe that the origins of Merlin go even further back than Geoffrey's writings. It's possible that Merlin's character was inspired by earlier Welsh tales, where a figure known as Myrddin Wyllt, a wild man and seer, roamed the forests after losing his sanity in battle. Could it be that Geoffrey merged older Celtic traditions with his own storytelling to create the Merlin we know today? Interestingly, there are historical figures who may have served as inspiration for Merlin. One such candidate is a 6th century figure named Ambrosius Aurelianus. According to legends, Ambrosius was a wise and powerful figure who advised British kings and was known for his extraordinary intellect. In Geoffrey's writings, this character is even called Merlin Ambrosius. Could it be that the legendary Merlin was actually based on this real historical figure? However, unlike the magical feats attributed to Merlin in legend, such as summoning a dragon, building Stonehenge with his sorcery, or orchestrating the birth of King Arthur, there's no concrete historical evidence to support these fantastical claims. Most historians agree that the fantastical elements surrounding Merlin are likely embellishments added by storytellers over the centuries. Yet the story doesn't end there. During the medieval period, many people believed that Merlin was a real person. His supposed prophecies were even used by political leaders to justify their actions. For example, during the Wars of the Roses in the 15th century, both sides claimed to have Merlin's prophecies on their side. This belief in Merlin's prophetic abilities was so strong that it influenced the course of history for centuries. But what about the magical powers attributed to Merlin? Some historians suggest that the so-called magic could have been an exaggeration of real-life skills, such as knowledge of herbal medicine, astronomy, and alchemy. In a time when science and magic were often seen as one and the same, it's possible that Merlin's wisdom was misinterpreted as sorcery. Another intriguing aspect of Merlin's story is his supposed ability to foresee the future. Was Merlin truly a prophet, or was he simply a master of observation? Some argue that the prophecies attributed to him were either vague enough to fit any situation or written after the fact to make it appear as though he had predicted events accurately. Could it be that Merlin was simply a man ahead of his time, whose keen intellect and knowledge made him seem like a magician to those around him? The legend of Merlin also intersects with another famous mystery, the construction of Stonehenge. According to Geoffrey of Monmouth, it was Merlin who used his magical powers to transport the massive stones from Ireland to England. While this is undoubtedly a legend, it raises the question, could there be a connection between Merlin and ancient sites like Stonehenge, which were associated with mystical powers? While there's no concrete proof that Merlin ever existed, his influence is undeniable. The character of Merlin has evolved over the centuries, becoming a symbol of wisdom, magic, and mystery. From medieval manuscripts to modern books, films, and TV shows, Merlin has captured the human imagination like few other characters in history. Whether he was based on a real person or not, Merlin's story has shaped our perception of what it means to be a wise advisor and a master of the mystical arts. In the end, perhaps the question isn't whether Merlin was real or fictional, but why his story continues to resonate with us. In a world filled with uncertainty, the idea of a wise and powerful figure who could guide us through darkness is a timeless one. Whether Merlin was a historical figure, a myth, or something in between, his story endures as a symbol of hope, wisdom, and the possibility of magic. So, what do you believe? Was Merlin a real figure whose story became exaggerated over time, or was he purely a creation of medieval storytellers? Perhaps, like all good legends, the truth lies somewhere in between. And there you have it, the mystery of Merlin, a tale that continues to captivate us centuries later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join us on more epic time journeys into history's greatest mysteries. Thanks for watching.